What's happening? All right, so today on Eat Like a Local, this is kind of a very special occasion for me. We're gonna go talk to Kate McLean and Donna Vallone at Tony's. It's put out a lot of chefs. It's put out some great memories, fed dignitaries, many presidents. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna have those stories today. We're gonna hear about the history. We're gonna hear about the future. We're gonna have some killer desserts. It's a very special time for this restaurant. It's such an honor to be able to sit with you, Miss Donna Vallone. When did this restaurant begin? Because it's iconic in this city.
It began, 1963, I want to say, and it was where Saks is.
Yeah.
In the Galleria.
And then moved across the street.
Yes.
Down the ways.
And moved to Post Oak, and then we're the third location.
Yeah, I'm gonna thank you right now for what you guys have done for this city.
Oh, you're so kind to do that.
8 presidents have eaten here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an amazing thing, right? Have one.
It is an amazing thing, but you know what is amazing to me is the customers that come through the door and want to dine. They don't want to eat. It's a difference. They want to dine.
You're working on 3-4 generations of families that have been eating at this restaurant.
That's true. That's true.
And not many people can say that. Your husband, Tony, he ran this floor and ran this restaurant like nobody's business. It was, I think you can credit fine dining in this city really to him.
I can remember the first time I was taken to Tony's on Post Oak. And I really didn't know. I knew it was a very classy restaurant and high-end, and the only thing I could think of at the time, because I was a school teacher, the only thing I could think of at the time to order that I thought was really like expensive and was a filet mignon.
Yeah.
And that's what I ordered.
Good job.
My first meal at Tony's.
How did you guys meet?
My uncle, who was his wine salesman, got us together. He told me that I was in charge of the music at the time for the Italian festival, and he told me if I met with Tony, he would be able to get me singers for the festival, opera singers. And so I said, sure, I'll meet with him. And he became my best friend.
Oh, yeah.
I called him for anything and everything.
Did he get the opera singers?
Yes. Yes,
so he comes
did.
through too.
He came through.
But why did Tony open a restaurant? Right?
Oh.
What was it that made him?
He was from a family of cooks. His grandmother, she was an Italian cook from Sorrento. She cooked for the dignitaries. And Tony was right, at her knee by her side.
And so then just decided to open a restaurant?
Yes.
It's a big move.
The restaurant on on Sage, had closed. Maybe it was like a restaurant 2 or 3 times and kept closing, and he decided, I'm going to try it there.
I mean, to make the decision to open a restaurant at the age of 20.
Yeah.
And then to be so driven to continue that on forever is pretty amazing, because you've seen the generations of chefs come through here, and you guys have put out a lot of great chefs.
Yes, we have, and I'm grateful for that. And they come back and say hello or come for coffee, and I'm really proud of them.
And your team stays for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have a whole lot of turnover here.
No, we don't.
And so what's it been like since, 2021, 2020 for you guys? I mean, you had a pivotal point when Tony passed away.
Yeah, we continued. Kate was just amazing, and we decided to carry on as if Tony was here in spirit, but the things that he did that worked here, we continued doing.
Yeah.
And so I'm really proud of that and proud of the staff.
Yeah. You guys have done a fantastic job.
Thank you.
So Kate was here. This is her second term here. I mean, that's amazing in its own right, is that people have worked here, loved it, left, come back. I mean, she was a chef here, first female chef to ever be named here.
That's right.
In 2013, right? 2017 left. Now she's back. And I had dinner here a while back, and it just blew me away. It was so much fun.
Tony always said that he wanted Tony's to be friendly, formal.
You nailed it.
And basically we are.
You nailed that. I mean, the sparklers and the fun, and like the energy and the staff, and it's, you know, but still with that service.
Service is very important. People do. They like to be waited on. They like to be, you know, nurtured a little bit. And that's what we do here.
So how does it feel being here all the time now? Are you here all the time?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. I don't know where else I'd be. I'm glad I'm here. He always said you can't operate a restaurant from a boardroom. You have to be on the floor, Donna. You have to be with your customers. You have to be in the kitchen. You know, you have to be in the front of the house and the back of the house.
I won't ever forget that dinner experience with my wife. And,
Yeah.
you know, and him be like, you like veal? All right, this is what you're having, this is what you're having, this is what you're having, this is what you're having. I was like, I'm in. Like, I'm in for the whole experience.
Kate's carrying on as if Tony were here directing, so.
I talked to her one day, she said, I feel like I can still hear him, and, you know, he's still here. And he is. I mean, you know, this building is Tony, right?
Yeah, it's a feeling. We're hoping that we move on with the times, but yet we are still Tony's.
I remember not too long ago coming in here and just like, wait, is that a salt roasted fish? And is that a this? And is that a... Because you guys will do all the classics beautifully. And I think with Kate and the team.
She's just brilliant.
Oh, man, a fireball of joy and fun and
Thank you.
precision. She can cook.
That's true.
And up next, we're going to talk to Kate McLean, who's the executive chef, taking Tony's into the future while still respecting the history and traditions of the past. This restaurant forever was run by Tony, and now it's run by you guys. And I think that I couldn't think of two of the strongest women out there to do this. Well, when I heard the news that you were coming back, I was like, yeah, that's right. You know, you were here from 13 to 17.
Yes. Or 2010 to 17.
Yes, I should say. You were the chef in 13. So you were here for 7 years.
Leaving this job was the hardest thing I've ever done. Sitting with Tony, I just told him, out there and in here, I will always be in your corner, always, you know? And we just had this trust and beautiful relationship. But then, you know, we lost him, and that was a total shift for everyone. He was a big part of a lot of people's lives because he was just this generous, magnanimous force. And I started kind of cooking again. And then you called me. I was driving to a job in Brenham, and I cranked. I think I blew the speakers out of my car.
Does that surprise you? It doesn't surprise me.
Just an hour, and I just couldn't believe it. And I thought, God, dear God, I want this so bad. It's the coolest thing that's ever happened to me, and I feel honored to continue what we do and what we've been taught.
There's got to be the biggest secret menu in the world at this restaurant.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a big one.
I mean,
if we can do it, we will.
Tony always said the menu is a suggestion.
I kept seeing those salt roasted fish come out that night. I was like, can I see the menu again? Like, where's this at? They're like, not there. It's just, you know.
That one's so much fun.
It's a beautiful whole fish.
It's a beautiful whole fish.
And then encased and roasted in a basically dome of salt.
Yeah, pretzel salt. So we light it on fire.
Oh yeah, that's the best. I mean, it's cool to cook because you see it coming out in the dining room and it's a giant dome of salt on flames.
You're like, what is that?
Yes.
So now we're putting them, we're propping it up in front of the kitchen window, and we're turning off the lights. I'm getting on the island, dousing it with rum, and then asking the cooks to throw those bottle service sparklers at me, catching them, and then lighting them. It is the best part of my day sometimes.
Because you have a kitchen that everybody can see into. You know when the lights go out, heads turn.
Yes.
And literally just sparklers being thrown. You catching it every time. You didn't drop a one.
Oh, I've dropped so many.
The night I was here, not a one.
Oh, cool. That's probably because you were here.
You went, I think, 7 for 7 that night. It was pretty amazing.
Tony's like, you'll catch him tonight. Yeah. You know, I'm with you.
But like,
You better catch him.
and it's always the show, right? And
the show.
It's part of what makes the dining experience here so much fun. You still do stuff tableside all day long. There's carts everywhere in here. And it's one of my favorite things, right? The cart service, the rolling up of the after dinner drinks, like the tableside salads, the shaving of whatever, the flames coming out of the kitchen, basically mallet hammering, salt domes of fish. Yes, I want all of that.
And we're about to launch a new tableside Boulevardier. So Kennedy Cosby, our bar director,
Well, you got to play with my emotions first.
is going to do cocktails tableside, but we're starting with the Boulevardier. With this system, this kind of way of entertaining, there's a lot of options. Like, we can do a lot of things. We've started doing this, we call it a battle axe special, but it's, if you imagine 2 long bone tomahawks, if you have 2 together, it's a battle axe. So we bought a battle axe, and it could be a course for 8.
Hold on. You bought a battle axe?
Yeah, we can
Yes.
certainly show it to you.
Where did you get this?
Etsy.
Huh?
Etsy.
Etsy?
This was a really cool collaborative moment because 2 of our captains walked into the kitchen at the same time, Freddie and Greg, and they're like, okay, ask the question about the long bone. And then someone said it's a tomahawk, and then the other said, or you could, it could be a battle axe. And then we just all looked at each other like this moment.
That's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
This is why you look for like Japanese cattle, right? That's amazing. Where's this from?
So this is from, we've been hopping around the different prefectures. Right now it's from Miyazaki.
Okay.
And it's a beef marbling score of 11. To be A5, it has to be between 8 and 12. And I kind of like it's at 11. 12 is really rich.
I mean, you start to see this beautiful white flecking in here, and that's, that's a good amount of fat for that ribeye right there.
Yeah, prime grade. Less than 1% of all beef is graded prime.
All right, hold up. Let's talk about this for a second, right? Japanese, American style beef. 2 totally different things. The ribeye, this is your intermuscular fat on a prime ribeye. Beautiful, but this is Japanese. This is cut from the ribeye as well. This is dinner for 2, but when you start to look at your intermuscular fat on the American style, like this is what's considered prime. So you're getting this lot of red meat, but intermuscular fat that's flecked through. So as you start to go choice and select and prime, choice being, really red, not a whole lot of intermuscular fat. And then you get into the prime, this is where you start to see this. But then you go to the Japanese style, and I mean, look at this marbling. This doesn't even compare to what this is. So when you're talking about richness and full of flavor, this is dinner for 2. But in the same right, with the Japanese style, because it's so heavily marbled, this is dinner for 2 as well. Because you just need a little bit. It's all about the flavor. It's all about the texture.
At the table, we slice them up, and it could be for 4 people. It could be for a table of 8 as a course. But it comes with potato carnivale, which is potatoes done different ways. So palm souffle, the Robuchon potato, a Hasselback potato on top of bone marrow powder. But it's just this like celebration of beef.
And then you got the wine list to back that up too. So.
Oh man, Scott Banks. He's our wine director. I mean, he keeps track of 3,000 labels. And the way that he presents it, he's very much a showman. And it's just, he's fun to watch in action.
He's also very thoughtful about it.
Yeah.
Right? It's not pretentious, it's not anything. It's like, this is wine, this is fun, this is what you should drink, and enjoy this. I asked Donna about her favorite dish here, right? She said just some of the pastas. It was always pasta driven.
Absolutely.
What about you?
So I would like to talk about pasta because when I came back, it took a long time for me to understand pasta. I think I'm just kind of thick, but it's so simple.
It really is.
And the simple things are the hardest things to do. When I came back, I thought we really, really need to double down on our pasta roots. So we bought an extruder.
All right, talk to me about this, Goose. So you've got the extruder, you've got the different shapes, you've got the different styles.
Yes.
What's happening here?
Okay, so the extruder is semolina based, and it's just really simple. Semolina, a little bit of water, a little bit of salt, the right proportions. And, you know, we can get those, we, you know, typically would use a harder pasta for a frutti di mare or a vongole, you know, a hard linguine, but now we can do it fresh. And it's got that texture that you need to hold up a sauce like a frutti di mare or a vongole. Now this is called lumache, but people look at it and they think macaroni. So on the menu we put macaroni, but it's lumache, and we're just doing it with our cheese sauce, truffle bits, breadcrumbs.
This right here is basically the little vehicle of deliciousness, and that's what this pasta is for. You get little bites of filled happy.
Yeah, so one of our most popular sides is the truffle mac and cheese, and we do it with that.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
This, like along, you know what you're saying, this is called bombola. This we're doing with the arrabbiata, the Mediterranean octopus, the white anchovy. So an oceany, caper, anchovy-based San Marzano tomato sauce. The sauce is important, but it's really
pasta.
about the enjoying of the pasta. Over here, when we get into fun shapes, this is our short rib cappelletti, and we do this with we take Parmesan rinds and make a overnight stock, just Parmesan rinds, and the next morning it's gold. We call it liquid gold. And so we take that liquid gold, mix it with like a touch of heavy cream, more Parmigiano Reggiano, touch of salt in the blender, and that is the base for the sauce that goes with the short rib. Just
the base
simple.
For happy. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So what excites you the most right now?
This tasting menu. It's 9 courses, it's always rotating. And then on top of that, our caviar selections. I want people to feel comfortable enjoying caviar, and I want to introduce them to it, or, you know, the people that enjoy it all the time to feel comfortable here too.
Is there for a while you didn't see caviar service on menus?
Yeah.
Only a couple. And now it's like, ooh.
We do flights too, so you can like kind of dip in there and see if you like it. You know, 3.5 ounces.
Yeah.
We have a platinum Ocetra, which does really well here, and then a golden Ocetra. And I'm excited to start working with Caviari. They're great out of Paris, and
Well, I think now there's so many different importers and producers. Like, it's hard to keep up. It's like you never saw this before.
so this is really unique. It's albino caviar, and they actually stopped making it. You can only get it certain times, but it's from an all-white sturgeon.
It's amazing.
And it's got this buttery, kind of light acid to it. It's really interesting. Petrosian.
I nerd out on this stuff. Looks like caviar and fried chicken for me.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. I want to eat this, so I'll see you all in a minute. All right, tortellini. Right, brown butter. It's texturally happy. Butter and squash, sage. Brown butter. That's a good bite. Oh, crispy squash blossom. That's all the limon, so a lot of citrus essence to this. Squashy. She's a good cook. That's great. It's like, what's the one that you were talking about? The charred octopus, the roasted octopus, and the anchovy, the arrabbiata sauce, so a little bit spicy, but you've got the flavors of the sea with this, that you get it where it holds. And this is when you start talking about pastas and shapes and why they are so important, right? The burst of flavor, anchovy, octopus, special restaurant. It's a perfect date night celebration. Just Tuesday, right? It's a great Tuesday night spot. It's a great Thursday day lunch.
Cinnamon. This is fake balsamic.
Okay. That's beautiful. Oh my gosh. I mean,
Salted caramel.
and these are the small ones.
These are the individual sizes.
These are the individuals. I mean, Look at this. Nobody really rocks out soufflés anymore. And this is something that's been ingrained into this restaurant for so long. It's such a special thing. I mean, you can basically name your flavor because they do so many, but a cinnamon, fig balsamic, and then salted caramel. But if you want, you know, vanilla or chocolate or cherry or Grand Marnier, like go down the list of what you want, they can do it. Crack that open a little bit. I mean, it just slowly melts in there. Yeah, awesome.
Mr. Vallone's favorite was apricot.
Really? I can get behind that. Thank you. This is, like you said, this is the individual size. I mean, you can do one for the table, and they're about this big. They stand about this tall, and it's just beautiful. Cinnamon, wow. And look how soft and delicate that is. Salted caramel. Pretty special.
All right, so what to order at Tony's? Get the panzotti, butternut squash, sage, classic pairing. The bombola arrabbiata, octopus and anchovy pasta. Surprising flavors, combinations, textures, right on point. And then the pappardelle bolognese. Always a classic, always delicious. Don't forget to pre-order yourself a salt roasted snapper. Also, soufflés. Order at the beginning of the meal. Enjoy. Other classic places you should try, definitely Pappas Brothers Steakhouse. They just do it right. Lots of tableside stuff, great wine list, steaks are fantastic. Next up, Brennan's of Houston. Tableside everything, killer food.
What an amazing experience. Being able to sit and talk, have some of the food, talk about the history, talk about the future. Soufflés, come on. Amazing. This is a very special place. If you haven't been here, I haven't been here in a while, come check it out. Because I feel like now I need a battle axe. I need you to hurry up and shoot this stuff so I can try it. Because I am excited right now. Who did you beat up at the Renaissance Festival for this?